You know how sometimes there are people who just have natural boundaries up. The nicer you are to them, the more resistant they seem to be to your niceness or to your kindness. They just have a natural distrust of people. Maybe sometimes it's because of the way they were brought up. Maybe sometimes it's more because of their chosen profession, or just kind of the profession they chose that aligned with kind of their way of being and their way of thinking a little bit. But whatever it is, they're just people, some people who have more of a boundary than others. I was told once by this high-powered, just hard-charging female attorney, she told me, if you were in Boston, you'd get slapped because I was so friendly. Now, the ironic thing is, over time, I broke this woman's boundary down and we became friends. And it's because when you start to actually see people and let them know that they're seen, it makes all the difference in the world in seeing through the boundary that they so desperately want to put between themselves and everyone else. So for example, instead of killing them with kindness, which is always my way, noticing the little things that make them unique, noticing the little things that make them tick, being particularly observant of certain aspects of their personality, their likes, their preferences. These things go a long way, because eventually you will see a shift. You'll see some place where you know what's happening isn't their preference, and you can say something. You can kind of team up with them. You can let them know that you know. Maybe something's going off in their world. Maybe they are clearly bothered by something. But you've been trying to get to know them. And so when you have the opportunity to let them know you see them in a kind and loving way, that boundary just goes down. Now, it's not always going to be like dramatic, like overnight the walls of Jericho fall down, but it can be subtle and make a huge difference. You know, I have had this experience countless times because I am so enthusiastic. I am so like full of joy and all up in your stuff, and I'm excited to see you, and I want to cheer you on, and I want to engage you in uplifting conversation. There are people who just aren't ready for that. And there are people who find that fake. And that's okay. Because over time, they see that it's genuine, and then they realize it's just me. But in those times and with those kinds of people, it's nice, because maybe you see someone who has gone out of their way to be rude to you for weeks, months, years. They just decided they weren't going to like you. But one day you see them a little bit upset, a little bit bothered, and they're alone. And you approach because you see them and you know that's not their normal state. And you let them know that you're there. Do they need anything? Can I do anything to help? And it tears a boundary down that they really wanted to be there. They really wanted it to be there. Or let's say there's like this tough macho human who wants you to believe that they have no flaws, no weaknesses, nothing but boundaries, right? They're nice, but they're arm's length with everyone. But one day, you notice they're limping. You notice they're walking a little bit funny. You ask about it. It's subtle. But because you pay attention to things and because you notice small details about that person and about all the people that are around you, all the people who come into your world on a regular basis, then you say, hey, are you okay? I see you're limping. What did you do? What happened? You're the only person who sees it. It's that subtle, but it's because you are a kind and observant person, no matter how long the people around you try to keep you at arm's length. It's not about killing with kindness. Sometimes that works. It works a lot. But some people are more resistant to that kind of personality. And those are the people that you just break down the barrier by being genuinely thoughtful towards them. People who feel seen in a kind way, in a way that doesn't feel threatening, in a way that shows that I'm just thinking about you. I just want you to know that, I just want to know that you're okay. You don't have to like me, but I want to know that you're okay. When people feel seen in that way, the barriers start to fall. And again, it may not be in an instant, but those kinds of moments, when they come up, make all the difference. And the next thing you know, these people who wanted to slap you when they first met you, now just want to hug you. They just want to love on you. They just want to be your friend because they realize that you're a genuinely caring person. So, not everybody can be killed with kindness in the Southern way. But there are ways to get closer to people and let them know that you see them, that you care, and that you take a vested interest in them without being overly enthusiastic and joyful and friendly and too much for them. You can reach them in other ways because people who feel seen don't feel the need to have that tough exterior up quite so much. It's just a little life lesson I've learned, and it has suited me well over and over and over again. And it's broken down barriers that would have been there, and it's created beautiful friendships. So if you are struggling, if you have people in your world, whether it's a business relationship, your corporate environment, or even friendships or kind of acquaintances, if there's arm length people in your world that you really would like to be a little bit closer, the opportunity will come. And just approach with kindness and an open heart and open hands and a willingness to help and a willingness to show yourself to them in their time of need. And it makes all the difference in the world.